Scales of justice is about to be simplified with a 3-pound trigger pull. Beautiful. Hi everybody, Vermont Survivalist here. Without rule of law, was it WORL? Yeah. No, never happened. Even prisons have rules. And I'm not talking by the guards, I'm talking by the inmates. The one thing fucked up about that whole situation is this: it's not going to be constitutional law. It's going to be community law or your tribe's law. And it might be stricter. I don't think you'll be able to contest any issues that your tribe or the colony put onto you. I don't think you're going to have a judge there. I think it's going to be very straightforward. You fucked up. Where you fuck up, the consequences are going to be, could be very bad, depending on the infraction, depending on, like, water, you know what I mean? Food or ammunition, toilet paper. Seriously. I think the laws ain't gonna go away. You're gonna have laws everywhere. You're gonna have rules, honor codes that people are gonna have to follow, no matter what. The petty shit that the police go for now, it's not gonna exist. Maybe that's what people mean, you know what I mean? Where if somebody looks at you wrong way, you can call the police and the police arrest you for reckless endangerment, aggravated assault, simple assault. You know what I mean? Or if you do somebody does something to you and you go all haul off and punch him in the face, you can go and cry to the police. And the police will throw him in jail for about 20 years, call him an animal. Gotta love civilized society. I wish people would understand one thing. Laws don't make man civilized. Don't keep man in check. It's a thought about getting smashed in the face would keep people in check. I think we're missing a lot of that in society nowadays. Where back in the day, you know what I mean? And that's what I think it's going to go to. I think it's going to go back in the day. I think it's just going to be more simpler rules. You know what I mean? The way shit was. Where if you drew on somebody, that's it. You know what I mean? There might be places outside colonies and all that shit that we'll have less restrictions, like in No Man's Land or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm just putting a name on it because I don't know exactly what they're going to call it, or if they even would call it that. But there's still going to be rules. Like the whole lawlessness thing. It's just, no. I don't think that will ever happen. I don't think it'll be, you keep what you kill and all that shit. I don't think it's going to turn out like that, where it's just going to be every man. Well, it's pretty much, it's every man for himself now. I mean, seriously, think about it. Prisons even have rules in prison. So, for anybody to sit there and say that, without rule of law, well, history doesn't prove that. History proves that we will always have some sort of rules to restrict people. There's an honor code or a code of conduct that you expect to have. For those of you that know, even the infantry has codes of conduct. Unspoken, unwritten codes of conduct that you are supposed to abide by, or you will get shunned. Police departments have it. Fire departments have it. You know what I mean? That's just... And I think those codes of conduct in a world without law, or a scenario without rule, without law, or whatever you want to call it, I think that I think there's still going to be laws. I think it's a contradiction, honestly. You're always going to have it, no matter what. It's always going to be there. It's always going to... Hold on. Dog's tangled again. He likes to be tangled. There we go. Sorry about that. I think anybody knows, even the hardened criminal knows that without it, it'd be chaos. Come on. But you're going to have it either way. You know what I mean? And tell you the truth, it'll probably be a little bit more peaceful than it is now. Believe it or not. You'll probably get less bitching, that's for damn sure. You know what I mean? The police, they won't have to be worrying about petty bullshit. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean? Two guys get in a fight. You know what I mean? They come in, everybody gets arrested, shit like that. Fuck that shit, dude. That shit didn't happen in the West. You know what I mean? That they were just like, you done? You done? Get the fuck out of here. That's it. Maybe you got a fine or something. You know what I mean? I think there's too many laws now, I'll tell you the truth, honestly. That's part of the reason why we're in the situation that we're in now. Too many pussies got power now, That's just my personal opinion. Too many pussies, man. The shit's off balance. You know what I mean? Could you imagine a bunch of lions and all that shit, and you go in and pull the teeth off the lions? You know what I mean? And you give smaller beings like, its prey, antelopes, fucking chainsaws and shit. You know what I mean? Give them... You're gonna... the whole fucking evolutionary chain's fucked up. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as humans, man. Some humans just need to be dominated. And keeps everybody else in check. You know what I mean? You look at the kingdom, man. You look at the wild kingdom. the biggest, baddest monkey around, you know what I mean? And that monkey just goes around and he starts slapping mother monkeys around. You know what I mean? But it keeps that troop in order. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, though. I do believe in the Constitution. I absolutely believe in the Constitution. I believe people followed by the Constitution for what it's written for, or what it's written as. I think that I think we'd do just fine. You know what I mean? But you get all these subdivisions and all that stuff on the Constitution. I think that's what fucked us. You know what I mean? Like, look, you see the shit that I'm talking about. I mean, now the laws now are just fucking stupid. You got simple assault. Seriously. You got aggravated assault. You got assault with a deadly weapon, assault with intent of whatever. You know, you got crazy amount of all these assaults. You know, it's nuts. Without rule of law, you wouldn't have that. It'd be very simplified. You can't even cross a street now without getting a ticket for something. You know what I mean? It's nuts. Without rule of law, and that shit hits the fan scenario, it'd be a lot more simplified. It's fucking stupid, some of the laws that we have now. So, in reality, I think it might be a plus. But then again, this is my opinion, you know what I mean? I could be totally wrong. We could be fitching into a Mad Max scenario, but if you remember right, Mad Max, they had rules. You know what I mean? Was it Diana Ross? I think it was Diana Ross. I'm not sure. Such a good movie. I like movies. But, look, no matter what, there's going to be rules. No matter what. You know what I mean? It's not going to be lawless. Maybe some areas will be somewhat lawless. You know what I mean? To the point where they're not going to follow some colony's rules, but they're going to think up their own rules or the people are going to form their own colony. You know what I mean? And that's it. And I definitely think the hierarchy, the whole, it's going to change. It's going to change hands. Like some places that, you know, that normally in a civilized, if you want to call it a civilized world now, civilized society, a corrupt society, there you go, I'll call it that, where it's on top because it's on top, but maybe that will change. That will change because, you know, situation changes, you know. There's some places in America that shouldn't even be here, you know, but it's because how our society is now, how it's structured. But I definitely think Darwinism. I think that's it. Darwinism, some shit like that. Mother Nature will take her course when it comes down to without rule of law. I think it's preparedness veteran. I think he said it best when he sat there and he was just like, there's gonna be a lot of snowflakes going away. Yeah, bro, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You know, I definitely think that, look, if you ain't alpha, I mean, come on, look at society now, man. The whole, what was it, toxic masculinity thing. You said something like that in the West, you'd be laughed at. This identity politics, man. People ain't got time for that shit. I think a lot of people, man, they should honestly rethink the whole defund the police thing, because I don't think it's going to work out in their favor. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have the creme de la creme coming up and trying to take control. And they ain't going to like what they have to say, because guess what? These people ain't going to listen to them. You know what I mean? They ain't going to listen to their whole bitching about toxic masculinity and all that shit. Well, I'll save that for another video. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. And I'm telling you, man, I always think that there's going to be rule of law, no matter what you do. You can't get away from it. No matter what you look at it, no matter how you look at it, no matter what happens, you're gonna have rules. Everybody has rules. SEAL teams have rules. Platoons have rules. Police departments have unspoken rules, unwritten rules. There's unwritten rules of the road. This codes of conduct that must be maintained, and it keeps order and shit. And I think that will never leave. That will never, ever, ever, ever leave. So that's my video, guys. Appreciate for watching. There we go. Vermont Survivalist, as always, good to go.